Right now at 5, 2 people are dead after a charter bus crash on I-95. What we know about the accident and the charges the driver is now facing.
And Henrico police are investigating after this image was shared by students and parents at Glen Ellen High School today. What school leaders are saying about the picture.
And new pictures from the seconds before a deadly train crash outside of Charlottesville, what we've learned from the images, and an NTSB report.
Working for you. CBS 6 News at 5 starts with a breaking news alert.
The driver of a charter bus that crashed along I-95 North in Prince George County, killing 2 people and injuring dozens more, is now facing charges. I'm Julie Bragg.
And I'm Rob Desir. Thanks for joining us here on this Tuesday at 5 o'clock. We have complete coverage tonight. We're going to hear from a woman who was on the bus when it overturned, and we're going to tell you what we've uncovered about the charter bus company's safety records.
First, though, our Cameron Thompson tells us about the charges the driver is facing and what surveillance video near the scene shows. Cameron?
And Rob and Julie, yes, the 2 charges facing the driver are 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter. And you should be seeing the photo of the driver here. The Virginia State Police saying he is 40-year-old Yu Man Chow of Staten Island, New York. He is being held on bond at Riverside Regional Jail, again, for 2 deaths as a result of this early morning crash, an adult male and an adult female. And police are saying that this was an overturned bus. I just saw surveillance video from a nearby gas station. Overturn is underselling it. As you can see, the bus coming off this on-ramp from exit 45 from I-95 and doing a full corkscrew before landing on its side on the embankment here. A terrifying morning, I'm sure, for all those on board.
Attention all available fire EMS personnel.
In the early morning fog,
An all call, again, all call, 95 northbound to 45.
first responders rushed to a deadly bus crash
I do have 1 confirmed DOA back here.
that left 2 people dead and dozens injured.
You're going to have people located in the road.
Virginia State Police say the crash involved a tour bus with Taos Travel Incorporated, which is based in Massachusetts. The bus was heading from Orlando to New York City.
It stopped at Rocky Mount, North Carolina, where they did switch off to the driver that was at the scene.
And then around 5:22 a.m., as it went north along I-95, the bus was getting off on the exit 45 ramp.
Veered off-road left and overturned due to the embankment.
Officials say 1 person died on scene, while 55 were taken to hospitals around the region, with their ages ranging from children to older adults.
The injuries range from very minor to very severe.
A second person would die a few hours later. Police say the driver stayed on the scene.
The driver was identified to be a 40-year-old male from Staten Island, New York.
And police add the cause of the crash is under investigation.
And again, in the last 10 minutes, Virginia State Police announcing that the driver, 40-year-old Yu Man Chow of Staten Island, has been charged with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter. Working for you, Cameron Thompson, CBS 6 News.
All right, thanks, Cam. And our complete coverage continues now with our senior reporter, Wayne Koval.
Wayne spoke with 2 people who were on that bus, and he joins us live from where passengers are now meeting up with their families. Wayne?
Well, Rob, some of those injured in this morning's bus accident and released from the hospital have made it back here to Prince George County to this site where they'll be meeting up with their family members. It's also where I talked with 2 people that were on that bus, and they tell me they both feel truly blessed.
This experience puts a whole new perspective on life. You know, it really does. It puts a whole new perspective on just everything and anything.
I thought that was it.
Hours after surviving an horrific bus accident,
People were screaming.
riders telling their experience as the bus
I wake up
goes out of control.
and it's like I'm in the spin cycle in somebody's dryer.
When it swerved, right after that it tumbled. So it happened so fast.
Monique Berry remembers the man sitting next to her.
I think I must have blanked out for a quick second. The guy next to me, he grabbed me and he was like, come on, come on, come on.
Christopher Forrest says for him to escape,
The little ventilation thing on the top of the bus, I had to kick that out to climb out. Climbed up out of there, and I turned around, and next thing I knew, everybody was following me.
now hours later, like so many on that bus,
It's a blessing. It's a blessing. Yeah. That's a blessing.
For me to walk away from that with just a egg-sized lump on my thigh and a bruise on my kneecap, blessed. I have to be. Somebody was watching me.
Now, literally just moments ago, a bus pulled out from here. It had the remaining people that had made it to the site here. They're now on that bus heading to their destination. One more important thing to talk about, the American Red Cross is here helping out those in need and providing what they call psychological first aid, understanding that how life's changing this morning may have been for the people that were on that bus. Working for you in Prince George County, Wayne Koval, CBS 6 News.
Thank you, Wayne.
Now, the company that owns that bus, Taos Travel Inc., we looked them up on the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration's website to see if they had any safety violations.
And according to that site, it's a very small business based in Middleton, Massachusetts that has 4 vehicles and 8 drivers. The site lists Taos as having 1 speeding violation in February of last year and 4 vehicle maintenance issues, including improper exhaust, an oil or gas leak, and no or a defective exit window. It also says the company had not been involved in any crashes.
Yeah. And so for more on this fog and the weather that occurred this morning, we want to check in with Chief Meteorologist Zach Daniel, who continues our coverage. Zach, as I just mentioned, very foggy this morning, which was probably the likelihood of what impacted the driver's visibility.
And there were a couple of things that could have factored into it. Not only the visibility from the fog, but the fact that this fog was occurring with below freezing temperatures and much below freezing temperatures. So let me show you what they had to deal with here. And first off, we had the dense fog this morning. So you had half-mile or less visibility in some cases. And then the temperatures fell into the mid and upper 20s. So it wasn't like it was 31 or 32. It was well below freezing. So that allowed that fog to adhere to elevated surfaces. And it's very likely that there were slick spots on those elevated surfaces, so you had the visibility reduced, and then this happened on a ramp, which is an elevated surface. Likely could have contributed, don't know for sure, but either one of those, the visibility or the fact that you had some slick spots out there. And there was no dense fog advisory, no freezing fog advisory that had been issued. There are your lows from this morning, low to mid 20s. It was really cold out there.